Hello, so this is the video for Unit 123, Sowing Seeds Indoors. So although I'm outdoors, when these seeds have been sown, I'll take them indoors and I'll germinate them on a warm windowsill. So the equipment I've got for today, I've got some seeds, I've got some compost, peat-free, I've got a tray, seed tray, I've got a firming board, I've got a sieve, a label and a marker pen and some water. Alright, so first thing to do then, we're going to fill up the seed tray. As I go, I'm crumbling up the lumps. And what I'm going to do is overfill the tray. So it's got more in it than it needs, because that will help with the next step. So if I stopped here and did the next step, I'd have like low dips. So I'm going to fill it so it's all high everywhere. Now you might notice I'm not using my gloves, and that's because we're just using compost today. There's no weeds, there's no thorns, so you don't necessarily you need your gloves for this activity. So when we're in the greenhouse, we don't usually use our gloves. Right, so it's overfilled everywhere, ready for the next step, which is striking off. So I'm going to use the edge of the firming board to strike off the excess compost. So I'm using a tapping motion, tapping and scraping. Aiming generally for the bag. Right, so we've got a flat surface ready for the next step, and the next step is using the firming board just to give it a gentle firm down, just gently, just to get rid of any excess air. Also going to check for any lumps, because the seedling roots are very, very delicate and they won't be able to grow into lumps. Right, so that's ready for the seeds. I've got some poppy Pandora here. I'm just going to check the back, and usually they need to go in about the depth of 0.5 centimetres, half a centimetre. Yep, so that's the same as these. So I'm going to open the packet and have a look inside. You never quite know what you're going to find inside a seed packet. They're all different shapes and sizes. These are absolutely tiny. Not many in this packet. So now I'm going to use a pinch and sprinkle technique. So pinch and sprinkle. These really are very small. Pinch and sprinkle. Pinch and sprinkle. If you're in the middle of pinch and sprinkling and you're thinking that there are rather a lot of seeds, you don't have to use all of them. You can just put some of them back in the packet. Right, so I'm going to check the surface. If there are any clumps of seeds, I'm just going to pinch and sprinkle them elsewhere. Right, ready for the next step. I'm going to use this sieve to cover the seeds with a nice fine sprinkling of compost. So tap tap over the surface. Now we're not going to end up with a big mound again. We're just going to bring the surface of the compost up level with the size of the container, hopefully so that they're covered with half a centimetre of compost. Just keep checking underneath, see if your seeds are getting covered. Yeah, it looks like enough. Now I'm going to just do a gentle firm down again. When these seeds start germinating, you don't want lots of air around them because the little roots won't be able to make contact with the water. So just a consolidate, just to get rid of any excess air. Right, next step. Let's write a label. So I'm going to write my name. So if we were in school, you'd like to know which seeds are yours, so you can keep an eye on them. So write my name and the name of the plant. And also we're going to put the date on there every time. We know that these seeds are going to germinate in approximately 2 weeks. And if 3 or 4 weeks go past, we know that the seeds were no good, they weren't viable. So it's nice to know when you put them in, so you can keep an eye on them. Snap that off because it's a bit tall. Right, so the seeds won't germinate like this. They need water to start germinating. So I'm going to give them a good old water. Usually in school we use a watering can for this step, but I've got a hose today. Now, we normally water away from the seeds to begin with, so any big drips can go away from the seeds, otherwise they might get washed away. And we need to check it's a nice fine spray of water. There we go. Right, so these seeds are ready to germinate. So that's the video finished for Unit 123.